directions, you're going to have to come close. Oh, look at that. You should be able to be spotting now lots of plants we've already described. We've got all sorts of things down here. We've got plantain we haven't talked about. Plantain is edible. You can eat the leaves. Those of you who might get into the teas, down at my feet growing all along here, it wasn't here last year, is one in the chamomile family. So this daisy down here, this daisy, and you need to look at the leaves as well in a minute, but this daisy is in the chamomile family. So there's two particular chamomiles that you want to go for. There's German chamomile and Roman chamomile. German chamomile is Metricaria recutita. And that's the one that's used herbally. That's the one that has the carminative effects on you, you know, that you want to take when you're stressed. Now, Metricaria recutita is also known as scented mayweed. Farmers consider it a weed, but it's the one that if you pick, you've got this fantastic tea. Now, this plant here is either scented mayweed or scentless mayweed. And the reason I'm showing you, I know which it is because I did this yesterday. The way to tell is to take the flower head and with your thumb or a knife is to cut the flower head in half and look at the base. That didn't work. Let's try it on another one. That was a bit too right. The base part, if you can cut it in half neatly. Now I've forgotten the name in botany of which the part is called, but at the base of here we're basically looking at a shape like this with the petals coming out of the top. So where the stem comes up, it then forms this kind of cone shape. Now if there's a hollow, if there's a big space in there, you've got scented mayweed, you've got the good one. Now this is scentless mayweed because it's filled. Now it's a really easy test. It's how you tell, and if you have scented mayweed near you, pick it. It's absolutely fantastic. This still has some of the same properties, but it's not really worth it. A few plants here. Here we have blackberry. Blackberry has not only, of course, the fruits. I can't believe somebody's actually picked my demonstration fruit. For those of you who know about blackberry picking, the one that grows at the tip, and I think they've all gone.
There's one there.
Oh yes, here we go. There was one down here that for the last 2 days was here, but somebody's obviously picked it because of what I'm about to tell you. The one growing at the tip is the one that the plant is putting all of its sugars and flavour and sweetness. And if you compare the one growing at the tip with any of the others, you'll find the taste is completely different. It's almost not even blackberry. There's something quite different about it. But the fruits during the season become more and more less and less palatable, and which gave rise to the saying that the devil pisses on the blackberries at Michaelmas, which is something to do with, you know, that's the time of year when you need to stop picking them. What I like...
They're full of vitamin E, by the way, which is a good antioxidant.
One of the reasons I like talking about this plant is, again, it's the third of my leaves that you can pick in spring, which give you a slightly tannin taste. This one is a tannin with a slight fruitiness. It's unmistakable fruitiness to it. The leaves also have got a medicinal effect. If you drink dandelion, if you drank or ate a lot of dandelion tea, what would you expect to happen? Yeah, you'd be on the loo pretty quickly. In fact, in France they call it pissenlit, which is piss the bed. Sorry about the swearing, but you know, I didn't name these things. This has got the other effect on the other end. In the American Civil War, they would actually have blackberry truces, which would give both sides enough time to pick enough blackberries to store to cure dysentery and diarrhea. So that's how it was used up until the American Civil War. Sorry, what did I say? Sorry, yeah, the leaves is what I'm talking about. You can even eat blackberry shoots in the spring before the spines have got too hard, again as a kind of asparagus type.
How are you eating that then? You're just eating that as a salad? How are you eating?
No, this is what I would try to make a tea with. I wouldn't eat this. It's not poisonous, but it's got spines on the back, and I've already done that once today.
last year made some fruit leather, 100% fruit this is, it's not a sweetened version. And this is an unusual vintage because we've since kept it in a kitchen cabinet made from wood. We're not sure yet which kind of wood it is, so if anybody's got any idea what the flavour wood that it's absorbed is, then let us know. But this is made from apple and plum and blackberry. The wasp knows that it's around by the seam of it. So if anybody would like to try, you have been warned about this unusual wood flavour, but it
shouldn't have wood overnotes to it, so if you can, but try some of this.
What's the best way to make it? Something I've been wanting to make.
Well,
making fruit leathers.
Yeah.
Make a fruit puree, get the seeds out if you don't want to get seeds stuck in your teeth, and spread it as thinly as you possibly can on cling film or baking parchment. Somebody suggested yesterday that they had a lot of success with using their car in the hot summer to dry things out on the dashboard. But if you've got an oven that goes low enough, you basically want it to be sort of 100 degrees or less.
It's a balance between cooking and drying, isn't it, with a lot of things. We've actually bought a dehydrator because a lot of things you want to keep at the right temperature so to preserve the essential oils but dry quick enough. There's another plant behind me that in Portugal the growing of this plant was banned because those people who were making fairly dodgy, fairly banal wines were taking the berries from this tree and they were fortifying their wines and passing them off as clarets quite successfully because the flavour of these berries is so strong that you can actually fake a claret with your otherwise dodgy wine. It's elderberry here. One of our interesting uses. I think you probably can grow it now again in Portugal. I don't think the law still. One of the things we tried last year was making hedge currants.
And we brought these along last year, and so if anybody was here, you might have tried them as they are. And I did say that I fancied making Garibaldi biscuits with them, a sort of fairy version. And
hedge currants is what the Romanese call elderberries dried. That's where the name comes from.
But I'm afraid there's not all that many left.